high school diploma or a GED. And certainly you want to watch the weather to see what happens with that.
Yeah, busy day for Gene Norman and a lot of elements in play here. It's not just the snow this time.
That's right, and I think people need to understand what is the difference between sleet and freezing rain, and why are we making this distinction? Well, I want to show you some quick explainers. This one shows how sleet is formed. What's coming out of the clouds is snow, but it melts partly on the way to the ground. And then when it gets closer to the ground, where the temperature is cold again, it ices back up, and if it bounces, that's sleet. Now, freezing rain is different because you're going to wake up tomorrow in a lot of places and you're just going to see rain falling from the sky. So that'll be a little bit different. You'll say, wait a minute, I thought we were expecting snow. No, you're going to see rain in the morning when freezing rain occurs. So again, let's show that explainer of how the freezing rain happens. Again, coming out of the clouds, snow. It melts all the way to the ground and becomes a raindrop, but when it hits the cold air at the ground, when we get to freezing, it'll ice up, and that's the problem. We're going to have that icing going on with the freezing rain. So because of those two kinds of threats, sleet, freezing rain, actually three, sleet, freezing rain, and snow, the Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for a good part of north central Alabama. Let's take a live look outside. There's a little bit of light rain already starting to show up in Fayette, but it's very, very light. This is just the beginnings of this system, which will probably roll in here after midnight. We're gonna outline that timeline in just a second for you, but let me show you what's going on. Again, the winter storm warning from now until midnight really starts at 9 o'clock, but that's effectively on into the evening tonight. Hazardous driving conditions in all of the pink shaded areas that you see here, where we could have that ice and that freezing rain. As we mentioned, that could accumulate on trees, power lines, or some of the trees may knock over a power line if the ice gets thick enough, and that's what we'll have to watch very, very carefully. Right now, Titan 3D radar just showing rain drifting across the area. So again, just a little bit of light spotty rain is all we're dealing with right now. So how will things change in the overnight hours? Well, let's take you hour by hour with our exclusive TitanCast computer model. First, the rain comes through, a little bit of light showers into the early evening. Then we'll start to see that temperature change, allowing the rain to change to freezing rain here. Anywhere you see the pink, that's freezing rain. The white is snow up around Coleman. This is just after midnight. And then notice the area of pink just kind of sits over us. That's what I'm concerned about. Hour after hour of rain falling as the temperature is dropping and icing up. That's where we could have that ice accumulation. Further to the south, all going to be rain, not a big problem. Then we get a break for the middle part of the afternoon before the next round of rain moves in late tomorrow night. And this is the potential to bring a heavy snow ice event from Coleman and Gadsden up northward. I think that tomorrow night will be spared, just have a chilly rain Tuesday night going into Wednesday. But we'll have to watch it because it'll all depend on what happens with the temperatures. And let's talk about that for a minute. 37 right now. We've been dropping all day long. 35 Hamilton, 37 in Coleman, but down to the south, well, temperatures are still in the upper 40s, so it's not too bad. Overnight, what's going to happen is that freeze line will dance very close to the Birmingham metro area. North of this is where we can expect to see snow, but along it and south of it, that's where we have that ice concern. And the freeze line doesn't move that far north tomorrow, so we won't have a big warm-up. We may not get out of the upper 30s for an afternoon high. So again, here's your forecast. Tonight, dropping down to the freezing mark. Snow and sleet to the north with freezing rain likely here in town. And then tomorrow, an icy morning turns into just a steady cold rain before we get a bit of a break. Now, you know, I rate the next day's weather on a scale from 1 to 10. It's called the Norman number for tomorrow, all the way down to a 3. And as we take a look at the rest of the week, we have the rain coming through Wednesday, that next batch. But after that moves out, looking pretty good. Thursday and Friday, so Valentine's Day looks pretty good. And we've got sunshine moving in for the weekend.